So, why is Overwatch 2 dead? Now, real quick, before you go in the comments, if you're a really big fan of Overwatch, I'm a big fan of Overwatch. I just wish it was better, and I know there's still some players playing it. There's still actually quite a few players playing it, but from a content perspective, I think Overwatch 2 is dead, and this is why. But just like I did for Marvel's Avengers, and just like I did for Battlefield 2042, you can watch those videos just there. We have to go back to the beginning, to Overwatch 1 back in 2016 when it first launched, or 2015. It was 2015 or 2016. You see, Overwatch 2 had a very good chance of surviving if they delivered on the content they promised, because the foundation of Overwatch is great. It is one of the best competitive shooters type games you can play. It just is. You have so much variety for so many different players. If you want to be a healer, if you want to help everyone out and heal people, bang, you can do that. You want to be a big man and be a tank and just go in and do your own thing, you can do that. You want to be that really cool McCree guy, the casty guy, where you whip out your revolver and go pew 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 pew, you can do that. Or if you want to be a fucking ninja, you could play Genji. You could play a first-person ninja game as Genji. Come on, there is so much opportunity, so much variety, so much possibility for various players and various audiences. So this game had to be successful, and in 2016, it was. 2016, I think, was the peak of Overwatch. Those first 2 months where you could choose any character you want. Multiple people can play the same character. You had all these comps, you had all these YouTubers coming out. Everyone's having a blast. People are just enjoying it, not raging, not being super competitive, just having a good laugh. Those were the peak days of Overwatch. And it's just gone. And I really thought Overwatch 2 had a chance of reviving that, but it's just Overwatch 1.1. It doesn't make any sense. Anyway, let's start from the beginning. Overwatch 1 releases and it's just gone absolutely bananas, okay? It launched phenomenally. Streamers were on it, YouTubers were on it, casual players were on it, audiences were amazed. People were just enjoying it so much variety, so many comps you could use. It was just insane. Let's also talk about the cinematics. The cinematics were incredible. The cinematics is the reason I bought the game. The Hanzo and Genji cinematic. I was like, oh man, I've got to play this. Didn't even check the gameplay. I bought the game and I was like, hang on a minute. I thought this was a single player game. What's going on? I want to play this Hanzo and Genji guy. I want to experience their story. What happened? Their background. But you know, it is what it is. So I just jumped into a game, multiplayer game. I chose Hanzo and Genji, and I just had a blast, and I was hooked from then on. I can't tell you how many hours I've put into Overwatch. So Overwatch 1 had a good year. It had a good 2 years, I think. There were some changes. Competitive got added. You could only choose one character per person now, so you can't have 6 McCrees, you can't have 6 Hanzos, etc. And I think overall, that was a good choice for the longevity of the game, just from a competitive side, and for people that didn't really like being stomped by 6 Reinhardts, you know what I mean? So I think that was good overall, but Quick Play also removed that feature after a while, which sucked. And over the years, it was doing well. The player base was slowly increasing, actually, weirdly enough, despite peaking at, I can't even remember how many players it peaked at, but it peaked at a lot of players. Then esports happened, whatever it is, what do they call it, Overwatch League. That was doing alright for a while. You saw the likes of XQC come out of it. Obviously, you got banned, and then he turned into a streamer that got a $100 million deal from Kick. Kick, if you're watching this, please send me some money. Thank you very much. So it was safe to say that everything was going right for Overwatch, but I do remember one of the biggest problems with it, and that was GOATs. You see, if you don't play Overwatch that much, you may have not heard the term GOATs. GOATs is basically a team comp for 6 players where people play 3 tanks and 3 healers. It was pretty much unstoppable. I actually think it was stoppable. We just needed a good Hanzo to wipe out the healers, but hey, you know, I'm a Hanzo main, what can I say? I'm always gonna lick Hanzo's ass, so yeah, that's just me. But GOATs kind of just destroyed the competitive side of things, and once people realized that the top players, the top guys that were competing for money were using this strategy, it's quickly moved its way into the casual side of competitive and casual side of quick play, and all that was played was GOATs. How did Blizzard fix this? Well, they put imbalance changes, didn't they? Well, they tried to anyway. But GOATs remained one of the top tier comps you could use, and every game you go in, even when you're playing solo, the other teammates, you know, they're gonna say, come on, pick a tank, pick a healer, let's do GOATs, I don't want to play GOATs, I want to play Hanzo, leave me alone, and then you get reported for toxicity, you know what I mean? I know it's a team play game, but you get the point. So it kind of ruined all that creativity of choosing different characters, combining different characters for team play, and, you know, just getting unique with it and trying something new every round. It was just, that was part of the fun, but that was gone with GOATs. So eventually Blizzard had to do something about GOATs, so they decided to make shields a bit more of a impact. And then it turned into Shield Watch. This turned the game into a slugfest, okay? It was absolutely boring to watch, and it was absolutely boring to play. I'm talking shields everywhere. Every 5 seconds you're going to be shooting shields. And the reason that's a problem is because the satisfaction of playing Overwatch, getting a kill, is what keeps people playing. You know, that dink when you get a kill and you hit a headshot and stuff like that. That was like the most satisfying bit of it all, especially even as a healer, getting that one shot as an Ana or something. It was so satisfying. But the shields just ruined that, because most of the time you're going to be shooting shields and then the enemy's players back off and then they've got another shield and another shield and another shield, and it just resulted in no one dying. There was no risk. It was all just shield, 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 which sucked. And then finally Brigitte, or Brigitte, whatever you want to call her, kind of annoying character, I can't lie. She was added in and she was so overpowered, and that was when I remember a massive decline in people playing Overwatch, including myself. That character was ridiculous, OP as hell, and obviously she's changed now. Her ult, I think, got changed as well. It was a whole deal, and that's when we saw a load of people starting to leave Overwatch 1. Content wasn't coming out. Blizzard quickly came out and said, yep, we're going to stop making content for Overwatch 1 and we're going to move on to something Overwatch 2, I guess they called it at the time. I mean, they're still calling it Overwatch 2, but it's not really Overwatch 2, is it? Anyway. And that was unfortunately the sad decline of Overwatch 1. After Brigitte got added in, that was kind of it. That was done. And then the allegations against Blizzard's workplace culture. Obviously, I can't go into it because I'm not a lawyer. I don't really know the full details of it. But basically, Blizzard had a toxic workplace culture, especially for women, apparently. Or I don't know if it was proven or not. It is what it is. But yeah, that was a complete shit show. That was an absolute shit show, and that caused people to stop playing Overwatch. People were trying to cancel it. And you know, Blizzard got away with it because people are buying Diablo 4, people are buying Diablo Immortal, well, buying the microtransactions in Diablo Immortal. You get the point. And people are still playing Overwatch 2. So I don't think it had that much of an impact, but it was still a big problem. But here we are. We've gone through the entirety of Overwatch 1. It had a good run. I really enjoyed it. 6v6. I wish we could go back to it, but we can't. And now we're in Overwatch 2. My god, Overwatch 2 was doomed from the start, I think. The way Blizzard chose to launch Overwatch 2 was kind of a disaster. First off, they focused on streamers. What they wanted you to do was go into Twitch and watch streamers in hopes of getting access to the beta, I think it was. And everyone was doing that. So immediately you're excluding a massive chunk of people that are just casual players that want to play Overwatch 2. You don't, the whole Twitch drop thing is ridiculous, I think. I don't think it should ever exist. All it's doing is artificially boosting streamers, and you know, if you need an artificial boost for your stream, I'm not being funny, mate, you're doing something wrong. You're essentially just a casino. They gave people beta codes based on how much you watch Twitch, etc. And then the beta came out and it was 5v5. And the biggest changes, and they made a big deal out of it, is that the daytime and the nighttime maps, those maps are now going to be in daytime and nighttime. So if it's nighttime, you're going to get a daytime version of it. If it was daytime, you're going to get a nighttime. Fucking hell, Blizzard. Jesus Christ, that is some 10 out of 10 content right there. You're expecting people to pay for it. I don't blame you. 10 out of 10 content. I'm sure that took you loads of time to change a bit of lighting. Fuck off. So it quickly dawned on everyone that this is not Overwatch 2 at all. This did not feel like a sequel. Even Video Game Donkey himself came out and called them out for all this, you know, marketing lies, basically. And everyone was very, very disappointed, including myself. The big change was 5v5, so instead of it being 6v6, it was 5v5, but they didn't change the maps to suit the 5v5 change, so it kind of just felt weird. I don't know what their plan was for the esports side, because that's what they cared about, clearly, but it didn't fucking work. They're doing terribly, apparently. Overwatch League is declining. Apparently, anyway, I don't know, I don't watch it. So it's been out for, I think almost a year now, maybe 6 months. I don't know if it came out this year or last year. It was a while ago. And not much has changed. They've added some characters, they've added some maps, they changed some game modes, but it's just not really working out for them. Like I said at the start of the video, people are still playing Overwatch 2. I was playing Overwatch 2 for this video and I had a good time, but it's still just not what they promised. And that finally brings me on to the PvE. The PvE is what was really the selling point of Overwatch 2. I was talking about the multiplayer just a second ago, but the PvE was the biggest selling point. It was meant to be this massive thing that they were working on for 2-3 years. They showed a massive gameplay demo about a year and a half ago, showing off the single player stuff, showing off how the character upgrades will work, the experience, the missions themselves, how people will join the games. It looked really, really good. It looked exactly like what Overwatch needed, you know what I mean? That other side to it, the PvE, to get some story going, to get people invested in the story and the lore and the characters, just again, because that's what worked for Overwatch 1. But now, about a month ago, I think it was, they cancelled the PvE completely. It's not coming, really. You're gonna get some basic co-op missions that they admitted aren't gonna be like the fully fledged thing that they promised, and you're gonna have to pay for them. Having to buy these co-op missions that are probably gonna be like almost half the price of the full game, it's gonna be completely bonkers. I don't know what they're doing. But that leads us to today. I played a few games myself. I did enjoy it a fair bit, but I'm not really going to invest time into a game that's going to be dead in a year or two, you know what I mean? I personally think it's already dead. When a game feels like it's dead to you. That's the most important part. When I say these games are dead like Battlefield 2042 and Avengers, I had a few comments complaining about me saying it's dead when it's not dead. What I'm saying is, I think it's dead, okay? I think it's dead, and that's why I make these videos, because I wish these games were really good. I wish they could live. I wish they could just get some decent direction behind them, but every popular game that's part of a popular franchise these days seems to fuck it up. Halo, Infinite, what happened to that? What's going on? That's dead. I'm pretty sure that's dead as well. Halo is dead. How can you make Halo dead, man? What is going on with this industry? But yeah, that's why I think Overwatch 2 is dead. I know it's a bit of a ramble, but you know, I quite enjoyed it. I quite enjoyed making this little ramble, and I hope you enjoyed the video too. Thank you to everyone who subscribed from the Batman video and the Assassin's Creed video and the Battlefield video and Avengers video. You guys just blew me away. I did not expect to hit 1,000 subs in 3 weeks. That was insane. But yeah, that's it, my friends. Stick with the Sticky Man by subscribing if you enjoyed the content. I really appreciate it. What do you think about Overwatch 2? Do you think it's dead? Do you think it's alive? It's up to you guys. That's just my opinion. I'm just a dude. I'm a sticky dude. I'm a sticky man. Cheerio.